everybody, and welcome to our weekly live. Laura, do you want to share a little bit about the craziness of your week slash background?
Yes, so if you wonder what's going on, yeah, I have moved officially a couple of days ago. I moved, it's still kind of a local move. I wanted to move to the beach, so I have a condo now right on the beach. However, I don't know, the way they packed is driving me insane. Can't find anything. And so I apologize for the background. I've been trying to look for my keyboard, which I finally found, so I can be on the computer and other things. So it has been a madhouse. With that said, I'm here and just trying to give you guys some values so that someday you can do what I'm doing, right? Move on the beach and enjoy life. So I am actually, my office is facing the inner coastal. So my boat is there and the beach is across on the other side. So the best of both worlds. So yeah, I'm here. So let's
Well,
get
let's
this
talk,
going.
let's talk a little bit about that because we're talking about how to make millions in real estate by diversing yourself. And so, one of the things that you want to realize is that this is 40 years of work and accumulation for her to have put herself in a position to where you could afford a condo in Fort Lauderdale on the beach, right? And so
Right.
let's talk a little bit about that. Good morning, Jeannie. So let's talk a little bit about that. What is diversified real estate investing?
Well, one of the things I always say, you want to really start when you're brand new to the business, you focus on one thing at a time, right? So you focus on one strategy, so you focus on one area, you focus on one lead generation. So, and every time in my life, I have focused on one thing more than others. However, you get to the point where you want to diversify because the way I'm looking at it, you're going to leave money on the table if you don't. So let's say, for example, that you're looking to buy rental properties, but you're going to come across a lot of leads anyway. Why don't you wholesale the leads that you don't want to buy as rentals? And then, for example, you focus on multi-families. Well, why don't you do you come across some single families and then you can do fix and flip on those as well instead of buying them as a rental. And if they don't work for either rentals or fix and flip, you can wholesale. So to be able to do that, like for example, personally, I like to buy rentals in smaller multifamily, 2 and 4 units. However, as far as remodeling, I do only single family. So actually, I live here in Boca Raton, and I told my realtor what about now. The condo is not a good investment, guys. That one I bought just for me. Okay, it's a high-end condo, but just for my own use. But I told her if you run across any homes that need work, let me know. I'm looking across here. It's called Sanctuary, and the homes here start at $10 million or more. And there are homes that are older. So, higher end luxury fix and flips is also something that, can give you a lot of money. That's why I always tell people if you want to start making huge profits, then you're going to the higher end flips instead of the average per flips. But with that said, to be diversifying means that you start doing different things, right? You start, and a word of caution here, don't do it in the beginning when you really start trying to break into the business, but keep this in the back of your mind. As soon as you've done a few deals, either wholesaling or you have a few rentals under your belt or you're doing some fix and flips, then you don't want to leave money on the table. And this is a couple ways you do it. Number one, maybe try a couple different areas. So like for example, here in South Florida, I like to do fix and flips, but I don't necessarily buy rentals. Rentals, I buy those in St. Louis because it makes more sense. You can get much more money. We can buy for cash over there, smaller multifamilies. So so I make the money here on fix and flip, but then invest it in St. Louis on smaller rentals. So that's the way I diversify. As far as type of properties too, like I buy rentals as far as multifamily, but as far as single family, I like to buy them here in South Florida to do fix and flips. And you don't have to get into high-end fix and flips. You can also do, average homes. We here in South Florida, average right now is still over 500,000. But the thing is, you just those homes will always sell. So you go in markets where there is a demand for property, like here in South Florida, because of the scarcity of inventory, there is a high demand for single family homes, especially for more affordable first time owner occupants, right? So you want to really diversify this particular way in these different markets. And as far as property types, like I said, small multifamilies is what I prefer personally as rentals, single families for fix and flip. Now for wholesaling, I do both of them and also land. You come across a lot of land, especially that is somebody owns this land and never got around to do anything with it. You can probably get a good price, especially in certain areas, and you can flip and make money. Land is really good too, especially if it's zoned residential building, because it's much easier to sell land with zoned residential than commercial. But that's how diversified work. Like I said, start with focusing on one area, focusing on one strategy, focus on one type of lead generation, right? There is definitely a power of focusing on one thing. There is actually a book that was written about that. And then as soon as you start getting into that, then you can start diversifying, add another area, maybe do rentals in one areas and fix and flips on the other. Use wholesaling to basically sell any leads you don't like, either for rental or fix and flip. So you don't have to go necessarily into the wholesaling strategy. It's kind of coming on its own, doing that. And then once you start mastering, start making good money, then maybe add a second area. But that's how you're always going to make money in real estate. You're never leaving all the money on the table. And the other thing is also you leverage different states of the economy. Things might be going well in one area, the other one starts not doing so well. Well, that's okay. You're not out of business because you have an area that's doing well. But that's all I have to say, Liz, as far as diversify. So if you want to chime back in.
I'm back. I just always feel weird sitting here. Like, what do I do? So I turn off my camera. Awesome. So I would love to know if anyone has any questions about this, or maybe a better, or what kind of strategy that they kind of have in mind that they want Laura's help while I go into the next section here. So I want to share our raffle while we're here. I want to share our raffle, and we are giving away. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to get it pulled up here. 1 second. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So we are giving away this when I can get it to work. Okay. We're giving away this beautiful purse and a Make It Happen notebook to the winner of the week. And so I'm waiting for questions to come in. So if you have questions, now's the time to ask about this. And so how to enter this is you join our Facebook group. So for those of you that are kind of on our other social media platforms, Instagram, Hi, I See You, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you could join our Facebook group, Real Estate Investing Women, and be able to just comment like crazy. That's really all we ask. Just start commenting and sharing your knowledge and all your stuff. And then we take the top 3 people, we spin a wheel, put you in the spinning wheel, and you are entered. You have 1 week to claim this. So by the time that we announce the winner next week, you have to have emailed in and been able to claim this. So our winner this week is Lori Lynn. Congratulations, Lori. Thank you so much. I've been seeing you all over the group, and I am so excited about that. Love seeing fresh new faces, even if you're not new, fresh faces to the group as far as interactions and commenting and all of that. So Laura, trying to bring this back to how it was. There we go. Do we want to talk a little bit about our upcoming workshop on virtual real estate investing so that they could start a diversified portfolio?
Yes. Oh, yes. That is, you're here at the right time. I'm very excited actually about this workshop, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So first of all, we haven't done this workshop. We used to do a version of it years ago, and after COVID hit, we took our business virtually, right? Overnight, everything had to be done. We were doing already virtually before up to a certain point, but now it's really we took it by storm. So then we discontinued doing this workshop, and we're coming in from a different angle, and I'll tell you why. There is a global interest with doing virtual anything, right? From a remote working, and then with the different type of technology that we have seen here in the last couple of years, including AI. And also the other thing that has happened over the last few years, A lot of people from all over the world wants to invest in United States. So there is a lot of money that gets poured in from Europe, the Middle East, and South America, especially, and also from Asia. So with that said, it's like, okay, with all this money coming in, what these investors want is people here locally in the United States that can be their boots on the ground, basically, right? And partnerships. So if you guys are interested in creating very strong partnership with money of people that have unlimited funds to invest and they do want to partner with people here, that's what we're going to go into this virtual workshop. The other thing that we're going to explain is how to really structure your real estate business virtually. How many of you here would love to live anywhere in the world, or travel and be in real estate at the same time and make money here in the United States, even if you don't live here in the United States, right? Let's say that you want to live in, one of our coaches lived in Thailand for several years, or you want to live in Europe, on the French Riviera. But the good thing about it is that you can make the money here, and honestly, the money you make in the United States, it can probably afford you a really good lifestyle in most countries around the world. Even in Italy, if you go to Italy and live there, and you make $10,000-$20,000 a month because you're wholesaling here, trust me, you can have a heck of a lifestyle over there. So that's the thing that we're going to talk about this virtual, how you can live and invest from anywhere in the world, how you can in all three strategies, but especially rentals and wholesaling, how you can leverage money partnerships of money from partners here locally or from other investors around the world, and really build a business empire. Now, we're opening up this workshop for only US based investors. However, in the next couple of months, we're also going to open it up for investors that are from our countries, meaning that we are bringing in investors to connect with anybody that's part of this particular group to really work together and form these global partnerships. We are at the verge of something amazing here as far as real estate. Real estate is becoming a global phenomenon, and you guys that are here in the United States, you are in the middle of it all. Trust me if I tell you that everybody wants to invest here. With anything you think about the economy here and everything else, trust me, we're better off than most of the rest of the world, with their political and everything. So people invest money here more than anywhere. And real estate here is booming. It's going to be booming. We are not feeling anything what the rest of the world is feeling as far as problems after COVID. So come to this workshop. There is a lot of new and revolutionary information we're going to share. We're going to also share how technology is taking things by storm right now. People are buying real estate sight unseen based on AI and technology. And we're just at the infancy. So you guys can be part of this revolution that's going to take real estate to another level. And that's the new way to really invest in the next few years. So I'm going to share a lot with you. We're also going to share how to do it. And it doesn't matter, even if you don't want to travel that much, but even if you live at home, that's great. You can be, looking out the window and never leave your office and have the ocean and whatever you want, and live the life and make the money to afford you to live that life. So we will share a lot with you. So this is for beginners too. So if you say, well, I'm not quite there yet, believe me, you are. I don't think anybody wants to be driving all over the place playing tour guide and showing properties when you can do it this virtually, even in your own backyard. So come and join us. Love to share.
Oh, and also let's talk a little bit about the fact that most of our coaches are from other countries. So
Mm-hmm.
this just seemed, because everyone's excited in the chat about it going global, this just seemed natural. We go to Italy all the time to see our family, and they want to invest here, and they want to partner with us to invest here. And so just really understanding that there was a reason behind going global. There are a lot of people that want to invest in the US, and we get to partner them with some of our students where they will be able to supply properties to these ladies that want to invest. So it's not just US based, but like they just have to invest in the US, right? And so this is something that just seemed very natural with all of our coaches being from different countries and talking about how the money is really, it's not in the US as much as you think. There's a global economy here that could really benefit from REIW. So
Yeah,
you
some
guys
of
are
the
the
private
first.
lenders that we work with here in Boca
Mhm.
Raton actually have all investors from South America, and they have tens of millions of dollars they want to invest here. So and that's what we're looking at. So I see a lot of the chat coming through, and I see that you guys are quite excited about REIW going more global, international, and also learning the virtual aspect of it that you can do and connect. Just imagine working from women all over the world. Imagine working with women that are sitting on all this money and would love to invest. There's a lot of women in the Middle East, for example, and they have a ton of money, but they like to build a life for themselves, but they're really not going out in the community or work, but they would like to invest in something like this. I know firsthand from having conversation with them. Same thing in Italy. One of my best friends, she's an architect over there, and she's connected with people that build and want to invest money in the United States. So there is a definitely, and so you can connect with some powerful women. So that's what this community is moving towards.
We have
um,
one question coming
sure.
in, but so Kayla's asking, do you recommend focusing on one town, even in the smaller states like New Hampshire, or the whole state?
When which, by the way, New Hampshire is beautiful. But I suggest that you start focusing. Okay, you start focusing on a town that has a listed population and also supply and demand that's going to support your business, right? So trying to tend to a town that has at least, I would say, 60, 70,000 or more as far as population, or it could be a smaller town, but it's kind of an expansion of a bigger town where there is a demand. People maybe are moving towards there. But the other thing is also you want to go to a place that is established and they have older homes. So, like for example, in New Hampshire, I know I went. I don't remember the names, but there was like this town was like a college town. Starts with a D, I think. We spent at Woodstock in Vermont for Christmas a couple of years ago. So anyway, I remember going there and I seen a lot of the more established homes there, and it's a college town. So even if the population there is not huge, but that's a good place to be. Okay, so look for these type of places.
Awesome. And let me just find this. And then I just love this where they're saying empowering women worldwide is so important. That's the thing, there's more than just the US. There's a lot of women that could use the empowerment, that could use a way to spend their funds and have not thought about investing, let alone investing in the US and realizing they can do that. And Laura, I can't remember because, I jumped off for a second off camera, but did you talk about how they buy the homes on the beach and just let them sit there so that they can accumulate and appreciate? Do you
Oh
remember?
no, 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 I didn't
Yeah,
mention.
talk about that, and then we could jump off. I don't see any other questions coming in.
Yeah, there is a row of homes here. Actually, the other day I was going up the intercoastal with my boat, and we were looking at all these homes, and there is a lot of homes that are empty, total empty, beautiful homes. And then there are also another row of homes, and just down the street from me, and we're talking 20, $25 million and more, right on the beach. And so I ran across one of my students a couple of years ago, and I was asking him because he was in construction working on these homes. And I was like, what's going on with this home? There are all these houses that are empty. And these are homes that are bought by corporations, mostly from outside the US. And they would put, let's say, buy a home for $20 million, and four investors put $5 million each. And then what they do, they keep these homes there and have somebody, security, and have somebody keeping them clean. They never rent them. Nobody lives in them. They wait a few years and then sell them. The same home now is 25, $30 million, right? So they make a appreciation and a gain for their $5 million. And because of how the taxes are set up, that's the other cool thing you have to understand. How you set up your taxes, you actually save a ton of money in taxes if they would invest the same money in their country. So they have to pay taxes here in the US, but believe it or not, we have lower taxes than some of the other countries. Like Italy right now is getting taxed more than 50% of the income. Northern countries like Sweden and Denmark, they get pay like 51, 52% of their income in taxes. So, there is a lot of tax breaks here, but you have to set it up a certain way. We have an attorney here that she specializes in international law and establishing business um, here in the US for foreigners. And there is actually some cool incentives for investing. So, for example, if you invest at least $500,000 here from another country in real estate, you actually can get visas to stay here, indefinitely sometimes. So depending on how much money you invest, yeah, the government wants money, right? But the thing is, there are some cool ways to do it. So to bring the knowledge and power, so women realize that, and these investments with the houses, where basically you can just buy this home and let your money sit, is better than any other investment, and buy strategically. So that's what everybody wants to do. And so women going global is bringing this opportunity to women, because trust me, there are more women wealthy around the world than here in the United States, percentage wise. So there is, like I said, they come from old money, they come from, you know, very powerful family, like in the Middle East. They have a ton of money. But then, and they want to do something with it. Besides going to shop in Harrods in London. I was in Harrods in London last year, and they pile all these designer clothes like 2 feet high by the checkout desk, and that's what they do with their money. So they want to do something else, I'm sure. So yeah, that's interesting, right? Yeah, once you start traveling, you start noticing things like that. It's like no, and I sat and with an attorney. Actually, she was from San Francisco, but she lives in Italy now. And one evening we sat there and talked about real estate, because she's in real estate over there. And she's like, no, nobody wants to do anything here. It's so messed up. It's so disorganized. There's so much embezzlement, and people don't want to invest here. So that's why I said, let's bring these opportunities to our women, and make it a win-win situation.
Definitely. Well, I hope that this was good information for you ladies today. I know Laura needs to get back into her chaos behind her, but
Yeah.
it's a welcome chaos. We will see some of you in Orlando this Saturday, students. I get to see you tomorrow, not Saturday, unless you're coming Saturday as well. And we're just really excited. But I hope this was good information. If you didn't grab the PDF, we actually have graphs and charts of different ways to diversify your real estate investing. So make sure you do that. And I hope you have a great weekend.
And I see you at the workshop next week. It's free, guys. Come
Yeah,
in, listen, great info. Trust me, something you want to hear.
definitely. All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.